I'm nice right now, man. I feel good.
That'd be a cool intro, right?
Would you please
Put it in the air. I like the song. All right, the next topic I'm gonna be talking about is gun violence. Oh fuck. All right, these are all fucking rough drafts. Don't be too fucking quick to get on my ass about how these aren't perfect. It takes a long time to be a good speaker. You think Martin Luther King was a good speaker overnight? Fuck no. He worked his ass off to be a good speaker. I mean, was that natural gift? Yeah, of course. I mean, but the thing is, if I start today at 30 and I work on my speeches and stuff like that, by the time I hit to be like 40, 50, I'll be good at giving speeches, and maybe I can move people to, maybe having a better world, or maybe it just helps me to speak, as a manager, or it helps my crew. Maybe I can get my crew amped up, and I can get them going, and we're gonna have a good shift today, guys, and we're gonna make a lot of money, and blah 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 blah. It doesn't have to be that big of a deal. I don't have to change the world. Maybe I can spark the mind that changes the world. Maybe I can't. I don't know. There's no, whatever. You aim for the stars and you land on the moon or whatever. Anyways, yeah, if you don't like it, just don't fucking listen. Who gives a fuck? Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about gun violence. This is a hard topic because everybody goes, well, Second Amendment, we should all own guns. Well, I mean, yeah, the Second Amendment is like really fucking old. It's not really that applicable anymore. I don't know if we all need to own guns. And then everybody says, okay, well, the bad guys owns guns. Well, the bad people own guns, so we need to have guns. Well, I mean, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. But it's still a tragedy, man. People die every day. We only get one life. I don't know. I can't tell you if there's a heaven or a hell. What happens when somebody dies? Nobody knows. But what I do know is we only get one shot at this life on Earth, and we really have to cherish it. And life is really precious. Everybody's life is very precious, and when somebody dies, they have families, they have friends, they have people that care about them. It's just a lot of stuff. They could be professionals. They could have a lot of people. They could be a doctor. They could be a lawyer. They could have. They're important to society. Or beyond that, it's just somebody's human life, and they only get one shot at this thing. And it's like we bring in so many people. We all have so many kids, and their population's so high. We don't think about the people that are already living. We've been callous. We watch the news and stuff like that, and we forget that we all only got one shot at this thing. Nobody knows if there's heaven or if it's just, we don't know. So what do we do about gun violence? I think we need more mental health things. I would love to say get rid of the guns. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know the whole. I got rid of my guns, because I was like, it's just too easy to do something, to make a mistake. Me personally, I don't want to do that. It's just not worth it. If somebody wants to rob me or whatever, they can take my stuff. It's just way too easy to make a really bad move. So I feel like when you own a gun, everything just escalated. It's already like, it just bumps everything up. So just for me personally, I just didn't like it. Just guns aren't me. I'd rather lace up some boxing gloves and win lose. I'd rather just go a couple rounds and then whatever. I don't think anything really needs to get handled with gun violence. You know what, that actually ties into something. I think that if we were to, we are, I feel like society makes men and makes testosterone, I feel like it makes it like the problem. Like, men are the problem and war and this and that, and it's almost like it's like, women are always like, men ain't shit and this and that, and then they go, well, it's like, men do this and that. I don't know. I feel like men are just really blamed for a lot of things, and I think that like men are like not supposed to be men. It's like, but then The women are like, where are the real men at? And this and that. I don't know. I feel like masculinity is just kind of, it's kind of like hated on, you know? And I think if we were to let guys, you know, I think kids should be boxing, you know, like in PE. I think PE should be a little bit longer, and I think boys should do boxing. You know, I think that they should at a young age. I think that they should be very familiar with fist fighting. I think it would solve a lot of problems if boys were allowed to act like boys. You know, we're supposed to fight. That's in our genetic code to fight. And I think when we have all that stuff dormant, I don't think it's good for us, you know? Where it be a pacifist. Oh, if they do something to you, just turn the cheek and be the bigger I think this is not good for us. I think guys are supposed to go, and I think we're supposed to get in a couple fist fights. I think we're supposed to put on some boxing gloves and put in a mouth guard. I think that that's okay, you know? Like, it's not that bad, you know? Especially if they're fighting young, you know? They'd be so familiar with it that if they got into altercation, all right, you know what? After school, we're getting the boxing gloves on, and that's it. It's gonna be me and you, okay? Blah 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 blah. You know, they throw a couple of hands, you know, and at the end, all right, you beat my ass or whatever. All right, dude, you know, whatever, yada yada. So I think that would help with gun violence. You know, I think philosophy would help with gun violence. You know, I didn't get a philosophy class until I was midway through college, and I think that that's a fucking shame because we learn how to do all this X plus Y bullshit and stuff that I never fucking use. But I never got a philosophy class until I was midway through college. And I think that, you know, most people don't go to college, or a lot of people don't go to college. And it was so eye opening for me. I loved it. Like, I just ate it up, you know, Socrates and Aristotle and, you know, all these different guys, you know, Seneca and the shortness of life and all that. It was so good. And it's like, I didn't get any of that, you know, and that would have helped me so much in my life, you know, because there's been so many smart people. There's been so many great philosophers, and a lot of that stuff's been lost. And like, you shouldn't have to be a philosophy major to get this great knowledge. There's so much good philosophy out there, and a lot of people could change your life, you know? And it's like, you know, we should get like little philosophy classes, you know, 6th grade, 7th grade. I'm not saying an hour, but, you know, throw a little philosophy in there, you know, give the kids a little bit of that. I think that would be really good for the kids, you know, stand back and think about stuff in a different light, you know? I think more non-lethal. I think like pepper spray. I think a lot of times if you had pepper spray on your hip, it's like almost as effective as a gun, you know? And it's like, you don't have to go to jail. You don't have to do anything. There's no escalation. If you hit somebody with pepper spray, the shit's going to get de-escalated really fast. You know, they're out of the fight. And it's like, you don't have to go to court. You don't have to let off rounds. You don't have, I mean, fuck, dude. Who cares if you look like a bitch if you have pepper spray on you? If somebody's running up to you and trying to act crazy, I'd much rather do pepper spray than a pistol, you know? They could be on drugs. You don't know what you know, it's like, I don't know. And then women are like, well, that's, you know, if we get a gun, it's the equalizer for us. I'm like, yeah, but like, you know, you pull out a gun because some guy's acting weird and you shoot him and stuff like that. You know, he might have kids at home. You know, he might be on drugs. You could hit him with pepper spray and, you know, then the guy gets to go home and see his family. You know, you don't know. You just don't know fucking people's lives. Who the fuck knows? Maybe this guy, who knows? You know what I mean? It's just, you know, I've thought about carrying on pepper spray. Actually, I kind of want to, you know. I don't want to carry on a gun. I just really don't, you know. I really don't want to have to do that to somebody, you know, especially for something so stupid. If I could use pepper spray and walk away, fuck, dude. The time and the mortality, dude, the pepper spray just shits on guns when it comes to like just a better situation and just seeing the light, you know. Yeah, I don't want this one to get too rambly. I think this is a good topic. I think this one needs some work too, for sure. I made like a little baby blueprint, but it's not super good. It's not super good. That's like not even. Yeah, you have to forgive me for this, but Yeah. Well, I kind of like how this one's going. I don't want it to get too draggy. All right, bye.